there are three scenarios that I'm kind of thinking about in my head. Either Jalen Hurts or Gardner Minshew is the guy that we're going to have next season. Because I'm looking at this draft, and really, there are only three quarterbacks who I feel like are deserving of being an early selection and possibly being a starting quarterback. That's that Pickett kid from Penn, the Corral kid from Ole Miss, and then the kid from Cincinnati. Those are the only three who I look at and I say to myself, these guys could be good in the future in their own specific way. Again, I'm not quite sure if the Eagles are guaranteed that first rounder from the Colts. I'm not going to come out and say that they are, because I think it's 75% of the snaps, not 75% of the games. I think that if Carson Wentz makes it through one more game, then I think it's relatively guaranteed, unless he just has a million snaps in the rest of the games. So I'm not going to come out and say that we're guaranteed that third first rounder. But if the Eagles want to get a Russell Wilson, or they want to get an Aaron Rodgers, or God forbid we get a Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Watson would be an absolute PR nightmare until his case is solved. So I'm guessing it would be an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson. I'd be guessing that the Seahawks and the Packers would want two first rounders, and then what I would do is I would use that, and then I would trade the lowest first rounder for more picks in future drafts. That is what I would do in that situation. So those are the three situations, and I don't know right here what the best situation is, but I can tell you this: Howie Roseman needs to make it, and he needs to make it quick. Because if I was Jeffrey Lurie, I would have fired Howie Roseman along with Doug Peterson. I think that that's something that he would deserve, because the team was not only bad because of Doug Peterson, but it was also bad because of Howie Roseman. And I'm someone who people say, "Oh, Howie Roseman, he's never done anything good. We only won the Super Bowl in spite of him." And that is really the only place where I was like, "Dude, that's not really true, because we made those decisions as a team." Like Howie Roseman, he didn't just, we didn't just make those decisions by accident. He was the GM when we made those decisions. It's just what he's done afterwards has been absolutely pathetic. It's been horrible. From bad draft picks, from bad coaching decisions, from mismanaging the quarterback on the team, for alienating him. It was just all bad, and that should definitely have been placed on Howie Roseman. If I was Howie Roseman, I would like make sure that I'm as quiet as possible, because that Super Bowl title was like 5 years ago almost, and people were making fun of my hairline, my hair receding. First of all, I've been balding since I was like 20. There are pictures that I've seen that I've been balding since I was 20. As my hairline has receded from front to back and back to front, that luster for that Super Bowl 52 ring, when it comes to Howie Roseman being the executive of the year, it's starting to dwindle. So that's how those are the three scenarios that I could see. Of course, the season isn't over, so I don't know what the answer is. But depending on how the Eagles, like last week, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get Aaron Rodgers. I can't wait to get Russell Wilson. But we really need to see what we have. We really need to evaluate whether or not Jalen Hurts is a starter, whether or not Gardner Minshew is a starter, because what happens with these quarterbacks is, sometimes they have an amazing season, but then they either get figured out, or the luster fades. Like Gardner Minshew is a good example of that because he had, what was it, Minshew Mania, where he came in for Nick Foles and he kind of riled everything up and he won a lot of games. And then the season after that, he came in and he only won one game. Now, that could have been because Jacksonville was a bad team, or it could have been because Gardner Minshew wasn't a good quarterback anymore, and you just don't know. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that situation. And, I'm sure that there are Eagles fans out there who are just hoping that Gardner Minshew plays poor so that, it would have to be either Jalen Hurts or nobody. But no matter who lines up at quarterback, I'm going to be rooting for them. That's what I've always done with Michael Vick. I despised Michael Vick. I pretended not to for a long time, just because I wanted him to do well. Sam Bradford, I knew he would be an absolute bum, but I still rooted for him every single week, despite all of that. So I'm not someone who's going to root against a player. I like to win. I like it when my teams win.